Welcome to the Crispin Podcast, the show where we talk about trending topics from people to lifestyle with your host, Crispin. We're thrilled to have you join us on this journey.
Hi guys, welcome to Crispin's podcast. And how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing very good. I'm doing very good also. And here I am today with you guys. I'm always happy to come and sit here and talk to you guys because this is my shit right here. Oh, I just cursed. My boy Crispin, welcome to Crispin's podcast and welcome once again. This is me and this is you because I love to be here with you guys, talk to you guys about a lot of stuff. And Crispin, I love to experiment and I love to talk about stuff that I'm real with. So here we are. We have another beautiful episode and we are here to talk about something differently. So, this particular topic, a lot of you guys out there have been asking me to do this for like a long time, but I'm like, yeah. So I think this is the right time. So don't go anywhere. Get your pen and the papers because it's about to get very interesting, very, very educative. Okay. But before I start today's episode, in case you just tune in, this is Crispin and welcome to my channel. In case you're new to my channel, this is Crispin's podcast, and what we do here is that we talk about relationships, we talk about people, we talk about life experiences, anything, anyhow, anywhere. Crispin is here to get you served and covered. So do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. If you just tuned, this is Crispin podcast, and like I said earlier on, this is all about real people talking to real people. You understand? So it's about relationships, it's about sex, it's about life experiences, and what you have. Everything is here is allowed. So of course, only decent stuff, of course. So today we're going to be talking about how to enroll yourself in a Belgian university, okay? A lot of people have asked me to do a video like this, and this is the right time. So please, do not go anywhere. I'm here, and then let's get right into it. So, you have decided to study in Belgium, right? There's so many countries in the world, but you decided to choose Belgium for your own personal reasons. I'm not there. I don't know why, but guess what? You actually chose the right choice because Belgium is one of the most affordable, good education system that we have here in Europe. And you choosing Belgium, trust me, you have made the best decision of your life. So let's just delve right into it. Now, may I remind you that, in fact, it's actually a disclaimer because I'm not really into any university. I'm not affiliated to any university or any college here in Belgium. Okay, I'm only going to give you my opinion and then my answers and my tips, what I know from what I've experienced myself and what my friends have actually experienced in life. So, after this information, you really have to go out there and make your own, research. Research more than what I've given you today. Okay, so yes, I'm just being honest with you guys. Okay, all right, let's jump right into it. So, Belgium is obviously, Belgium is in the Europe Union and is also part of the Western Europe countries, which means there's high education and good education. Okay, so you want to study in Belgium. Okay, Belgium has a lot of universities and colleges, but I'm going to focus a lot on the universities because that is what a lot of you guys have been asking me to do. It's a lot about the universities that we have here in Belgium. So in Belgium, we have a lot of universities here. So, but I'm going to be mentioning the top Ivy Leagues universities in Belgium. So get your paper ready once we get into it. So the first one is Ghent University, which one is in the Flanders. And then we have the Asselt University. This is also in the Flanders, the Limburg. And then we have Namen University, which one is in the French, that is the Wallonia. Now, the next one we have is the Brussels VUB, and then we also have the Brussels Vrij. Now, these two universities are both in Brussels and it's French, obviously. The Namen University, the Brussels Vrij, and the Brussels VUB, they're all in the Brussels region, okay? But the Antwerp University, the Hasselt University, and then the Ghent universities are also here in the Flanders side. So the Flanders side, they speak Dutch. The French side, they speak obviously French. And so it's French and Dutch. So it's either you choose one of them. Okay. So now that I've talked about the Ivy League universities in Belgium, may I now remind you that if in case you don't understand anything, I'm going to leave all the universities that I spoke about, their links in my description box below. So if you have any questions, you can actually go there and then just take it out or just click on the link. Okay. All right, let's move on. So now that you've decided where you want to study, there are some steps or tips you really have to follow if you really want to enroll here in Belgium. Okay, so we are going to go into the first tips, obviously. So the first step that you really have to look out is research. Please research, because not every school offers the same programs that you want to do because people want to do different programs, and not all schools in Belgium offers those programs. So you really have to research to know which one is actually good for you. Okay, that is the first. Now, the second one is admission requirements. You really have to go into the website of that particular university you really want to enroll, okay? And you have to find out what they're looking for or what is their criteria. Very, very important. It's always better to do this ahead of time before maybe the deadlines actually happens, okay? So yes, that is the second step. And now the third step is you have to really fill an online application, or well, it depends on the university that you really want to apply. In some universities, you really have to apply online, and some universities you really have to create an account on their website so that they can actually monitor or give you any information that you want. So that is the third one. Application is very, very important, or you have to do it online, how you want it, anyhow you want it. Okay. And now the fourth step is the language proficiency. Now, remember, Belgium is not an English-speaking country, so that's a bad luck for some of you. I mean, if you speak French and Dutch, it's okay because French and Dutch is the most official language spoken here in Belgium. So if you really want to study here, it's either you can speak Dutch or French, or you can speak, yeah, any of them. English, for the undergraduate programs, English, I don't want to sit here and tell you guys that it's allowed. I mean, some of the courses is, but what I've realized is that most of the master's degree courses, PhD, they are being taught in English. But the undergraduate programs, like the first degrees, most of them are done in the local language, which is the French or the Dutch. So either of them, you're good to go. Okay. However, in order for you to prove that you can speak Dutch or French, you really have to show a proof. What am I talking about? I'm talking about if either you have a TOEFL or an IELT. Either of them is accepted here in Belgium. So provide that one also to prove that you can speak Dutch or French, or yeah, any language you want. But of course, if you happen to study in English, then it's good for you. Then it means that course has to be taught in English. That is good for you also. So yeah. So after all this, the next step is the application fee. The application fee is very, very important. Now remember, most of these universities, you really have to pay before any acceptance letter is provided to you, because remember, you have to apply for a visa, and visa takes a long time. So please check in time, do everything in time so that you don't have to be late, or you be out of the deadline. This is very, very important. In Belgium, they're very, very strict when it comes to these things, okay? I know most of the schools start in September here, but you really have to start your application probably the year before, maybe probably in early January. So by September, June, July, everything should be sorted out. Okay. So that is the next step. Now, in order to apply for the visa, you really have to go with your acceptance letter, prove that you've paid your fees in full, or I don't know how to do it, probably in installments. It depends on the school that you really want to go to. So that is the next step. And now let's just assume that you've gotten the school, you have research, you know the requirements, you've gotten your acceptance letter, you have applied for the school, you have been accepted. Now, after you arrived here in Belgium, okay, you really have to go into the housing. I mean, because of course, if you have family members staying in Belgium here, it's fine. You can stay with them, or maybe rent. I don't know how it's being done, but if you have a family member, I think obviously it's gonna be easy for you to understand, right? But of course, if you don't have family members in Belgium, that doesn't prevent you from studying in Belgium. There are people who study in Belgium without no family here, like me. I'm not a student. Once upon a time I was a student. Now I'm no more a student. Okay, so you can actually rent hostels. Now there's this very popular hostel here in Belgium. It's called the I don't know if I'm mentioning the name very well, but it's Zior. It sounds like Xior. I'm going to leave the link also down there, okay? You can actually go there. It's more of a student apartment. You can actually rent an apartment, a studio or a room there. I don't know how it's being done, but you can just go on the website, find out most of the information. They are all on the website, okay? So yes, you can go to Zior, or you can also go to ICOT. ICOT also is like an housing agency just for only students. Now, may I remind you that most of this housing, you can't put your address there because they know it's for students, and students are living in foreign countries for a temporal stay, not permanent stay. So most of the apartments, you are not allowed to put your address there. So if you want to put your address there, probably you have to pay a little bit more, or you can speak to the landlord or whoever is in charge of the property. So look into that also. But so this is what you really need to be able to be accepted in the Belgian university. And I'm trying to make this video very short. If you have any questions and about grants and then bursaries and all that. I don't know much about these things, but all I'm telling you guys is that learning or studying in Belgium is one of the most best thing that could ever happen to your life. And remember, even if you have your first degree and second degree, like I said earlier on, your first degree, no, most of the times it's being done in the Dutch or French language, okay? But of course, if you want to do your second degree, third degree, or fourth degree, most of them are done in English. That one I can attest to that. Most of them are done in English. But for your first degree, you really have to go hard on the French or the Dutch. So that is maybe, is that a con or the pro? I don't know. For you, I don't know. So yeah, basically that's what's gonna happen. So I really want to make this very all right, guys. All right, guys. I really wanted to make this very short because I didn't want to take much of your time. And if you have any questions about applying for universities in Belgium, please leave your questions under the comment section, and I'm going to reply you guys. Okay. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching Podcast with Crispin. I'm going to be gone for now, but on to the next episode of Crispin Podcast. I'm going to be signing out, and I love you guys. Stay safe and be real. Okay, because real is real. Okay. Good night, guys. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Crispin Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on Apple Music and Spotify, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. Your support means the world to us. See you next time.